a copy of the text message that I sent to him on January 30th.
Did you shake your head? Does that mean no, she didn't give me $500 in February?
I'm stating that that $500 was not for rent.
What was it for?
It was for other monies that she had owed to me.
For
Give
what?
me just a
You're
second.
A liar.
Hold on one second. I have no counterclaim for any other monies.
Sorry.
Oh, there just wasn't any counterclaim. We were a couple.
Just a minute. She had a certain portion of the rent that she was paying.
We
of
were
the
a
lease.
couple.
Of the lease.
She left in January.
No.
Yeah.
Pay careful attention to what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
If you acknowledge she gave you $500 and Jeffrey gave you $700, that's $1,200. And the total rent was what?
18. So that would be...
Just a second. The total rent was 18, which means that you ended up with a profit over and above what your partner was contributing to the household.
That's if you're assuming that the money was for rent.
It's clear as day in the text, ma'am.
Yeah, the text says she's giving you $500 for rent tomorrow. That's January 30th. Doesn't say anything about anything else. Okay. Now, what about March? Were you living there in March?
Yes, I lived there until December and I'm still on the lease. I helped him renew it.
And did you pay the same $700?
I paid $700 until, I think, August, when we were renewing the lease.
And then?
And then we divided it up. We got another roommate in. His name is Tony. And then we divided it evenly 3 ways. So we calculated out the utilities exactly 3 ways, and we were trying to. That was a big mess.
And how long did Tony live there?
I think he was living there until sometime in January. He was living there when I left in December.
That would be January of 2019.
No,
yes.
January of 2020.
Oh, so after the lease had been renewed again.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go through the months now. $500 you gave him in what month?
The month of
January of
yes,
2019.
Correct.
February.
$200.
Why 200?
Because he stated that his roommate was only paying $500, not the $700. And I was legally...
March.
200.
April.
200.
May.
200.
Did he ever tell you he had a third roommate?
I found out about his roommate through...
Or did he ever tell you?
No.
There was another third roommate also in February, but he was only there for like 2 weeks, him and his wife. It was a man named Dane.
I didn't even know about that one.
June.
I did not pay him in June.
Nothing.
All of these months that she's speaking of, she was staying, her and her son were staying in my condo. She had keys.
That's a lie.
We
were a couple again. In March.
Jeffrey.
We were a couple.
I'm not speaking to you now. No, having a sleepover in your house is not a couple. And maybe it was more than that, Jeffrey. Do you recall the plaintiff, when you were living there, spending the nights at your house?
She might have been there like on a Friday night every so often, like in Katako's room. But no, the other bedroom would be with his 2 daughters, or it was empty.
So there was never a time when you were living there that she was living there.
No.
They had a sleepover.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah. I was living there and Katako was living there.
It's incorrect, Your Honor. It was on a consistent schedule. It was the nights she had her son. She was living...
My son wasn't allowed to be around your son. Because your ex-wife harassed me.
Listen to me. Would you do me a favor?
Yes, ma'am.
If you speak to him again, I'm going to throw out your lawsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So far, you owe her $1,300. Now, how much was your security deposit?
$891.
And you renewed the lease. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
$2,191. Now, the only other part of your lawsuit that I'm going to hear about briefly is this assault that you say took place when you took him to a phone store to get his name off a plan.
Correct.
What month and year did that happen?
July 31st, 2019.
Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did, ma'am.
I'd like to see it. While you're there, give her the medical records, if any, because I like to...
I didn't have any medical, ma'am. It was a cut on my hand this way from the cell phone.
So you didn't see a doctor about it?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Your Honor, he does have a history of domestic violence.
It matters not. Now you can sit down.
Okay, thank you.
I'm finished with you. But thank you for your testimony. It was invaluable.
Can I add a little piece?
No.
About Jeffrey?
No. You were double dipping, Mr. Brown. Or actually, in your case, you were triple dipping.
Wow.
Okay. I read what you wrote. 2191, judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much. We're finished.
Parties are excused. You may step out.